Is this dead? That's the question. So close. So close. Honestly. What's up, guys? It's me, boy Kwis, and we are back again with another video. And before we begin, if I've not said it yet, here's the thing. My upload schedule is a bit strange right now, so I don't know when some things are going up and when some things are. But if I haven't said it yet, thank you guys so much for 50,000 subscribers. We hit it very recently. We did it on stream. Got to see the moment it happened live. Wait, how did we go down? Wait, who was that? Who was that? Who was that? You guys are trying to give me a heart attack, man. That just okay, who's taking the piss? Who is taking the piss? Who's taking the piss? Okay, now we're back up. Chat, one more. Hey! There we go. 50,000. Now let me click over this before someone else unsubscribes. Hold on, let me click over that. Chat, someone literally. Okay, no, it went back up. It went back up. It went back up. Someone literally just unsubscribed there. Literally just unsubscribed. But anyway, chat, look, that looks so nice and clean, doesn't it? Fuck you guys. And like, that was really cool. So again, 50,000 subscribers. That's a lot. Halfway to 100k. I don't know, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane. When I first started doing this, you know, that's a number that seemed pretty insurmountable, but you know, here we are now. So again, really do appreciate you guys for that. And not necessarily a thank you for doing this, because we were running the giveaway anyway, but we do have a giveaway running with Instant Gaming for this month. There's about a week on it left, give or take, around a week left on it. So make sure you guys check out the link in the description and the pinned comment. Instant Gaming will be running a giveaway with those guys. And again, if you do want to get your hands on some amazing games anyway, you can use Instant Gaming to buy your games. What I used to buy my games these days. Just had a hiccup. It's what I used to buy my games these days. So I highly do recommend Instant Gaming as a service. But you don't want to spend any money. We are running a giveaway. Just click on the link, join it, and you know, you can get yourself any game on the website that you want for free. But you can also spend some money and support me in the process if you like. But speaking of games, Tekken 8 is a game, and it's a game we've been playing for some time now. What, 2 to 3 months? You know, we've been playing the game now. Evo Japan is on the way as I'm recording this video, and I just kind of want to talk about what, you know, Tekken 8 kind of needs to do, because right now I think Tekken 8's in, I don't want to say it's in a bad spot. I don't want to come off like I'm dooming and say the game is doomed and it's over and Tekken 8 is done and it's dead and it's time for us to all go back to Tekken 7 or just quit gaming entirely. I don't think it's that serious. But I think the game is in a bit of hot water right now. You know, the reaction from the fans and the hardcore players isn't the best right now. You know, obviously Arsenash saying the game is for noobs. You've got Nee saying he doesn't really enjoy the game, which again, I think Nee's statement is more fair. To say Arslan seems a bit tongue-in-cheek, I don't know. But again, these are opinions that people have about the game. I myself, you know, I kind of agree with some what they have to say. Defensive options in this game aren't the best. It feels like you can get snowballed very easily. And, you know, Evo Japan's going to be interesting because of some of the character balance, right? So I kind of want to talk about, I think, what Tekken 8 kind of needs to do to restore its legacy, to save the reputation, improve the game moving forward, right? I think it's not as bad as some people are making it seem, but again, there are a lot of people not enjoying the game. There are genuine issues with this game as well, and some things, you know, outside of gameplay that people have an issue with. So I kind of want to address some of those things. And I don't know if there's any video that the Tekken team or end up watching of mine. Again, I don't think they do. This might be the video. This might be the one where you guys get the ideas that you need to make Tekken great again. I think I want to dive in and say one of the first things I think that needs to be done. Well, it's not one of the first things. I think there's gameplay things, but I think a pressing issue that a lot of people have talked about as well, I think the monetization needs to be looked at. Now, again, when the Tekken shop first came out, I didn't see any problems with it. You know, I'm not trying to rewrite history and say you know that like I've always had it. You know what I mean? Like when I first heard about it, I had no issue with it. I've always wanted a way to get access to older Tekken outfits. You know, I wish there's something they did in Tekken 7. So again, I was a fan of it coming to Tekken 8. However, we are seeing certain outfits. First off, I think they need to go further back with the outfits. I think Tekken 4 outfits, Tekken 3, Tekken Tag 1, I think that's where they really should be focusing on when it comes to outfits for the game. I think updated versions of those outfits, I think the fans would be very happy to see something like that. I know for myself I would, and it's something I hear generally as a sentiment as I sort of talk about this game. But I guess I think the Tekken shop might not even be the most pressing issue when it comes to monetization right now. But again, me personally, I just had to see some, because even what was the most recent outfit we got was Tekken Tag 2 Yoshimitsu. You know, it's all been Tekken 6 Tag 2. You know, I think let's go further back, update those outfits. I think the fans would really appreciate that. But I think the most pressing matter right now in terms of monetization is definitely the battle pass. Now, a show of hands in the comment section, who has finished the Tekken 8 fight pass? I'll give you guys some time to put your hands up. Now, obviously I have, and obviously I have a whole video kind of, I guess, enjoying the battle pass. I want to say, if you look at my video where I was playing against the ball, playing for the ball, obviously, because there was just that ball that was one of the rewards in the battle pass. Genuinely actually one of my favorite videos today, I have to be honest, for Tekken 8. Anyway, you know, and I guess I think we kind of understand right now the battle pass is not as good as it could have been for the first one. And as I'm recording this video, there's about 30 days left or so on the battle pass, so just a month left, you know, until the battle pass comes up, and then we get the next one, the next Tekken 8 fight pass. And I think that one, there's a few things they have to do with that battle pass. So in case you don't know, the battle pass is 600 Tekken coins, I believe. And as you complete the battle pass, you earn Tekken coins back. So if you pay the 600 coins and you finish the battle pass, you get all of those 600 coins back. The first thing they have to do with the next battle pass, it has to cost 600 coins. I think there's no way around that. I think if they don't do that, it comes off as kind of scummy, because, you know, you put the 600 coins in, you bought the battle pass, you got it back. And I think the implication in that is then you can then use those 600 coins you got to get the next battle pass, and so on and so forth. So it is quote unquote free. First and foremost, that battle pass has to cost 600 coins. You know, I think people who spent money on this first battle pass, I know I did myself, because I've really wanted ball. And also the eyes at the end were actually pretty cool. You know, I'm actually a big fan of those eyes. I think that was a decent addition. I think something we got a bit more of when it comes to customization in the first place. But anyway, you know, I think that was a good addition. But that's the first thing. It needs to cost 600 coins, because if you spent money on this battle pass, I'm going to be so honest, I do not believe it was worth it. Again, this game is my career. It's what I do. I play the game all the time. You know, I was going to be grinding the fight pass anyway. So for me, there's no reason not to, for the most part, right? But for you sitting there playing this game, I again, it's not something I would recommend buying the fight pass this time around. So that leads into the next one in the fight pass. It has to be worth it. There has to be good items in there, because a lot of the fight pass this time around was just recycled items from Tekken 7, panels we've seen before from Tekken 7, customization we've seen from Tekken 7. And again, the game is too recent, I think, to charge people for something that they had so not that long ago. So I think, second of all, it has to be worth it. We need to see something new. We need to see stuff like, you know, the Mishima Zabatsu Mangekyo eyes, stuff like that, right? If that stuff is all over the fight pass, I'm not saying every single item needs to be, you know, expensive and they spent so much time working on it, but like there needs to be more of that going forward in the rest of the fight pass. Because again, there was such a huge uproar about the Tekken shop and the fight pass. These are the reasons why. I think improving the next section of the fight pass, and also whatever comes in the Tekken shop next month, because I think there've been 2 updates this month, and they said they're going to update once or twice a month. Whatever comes in the Tekken shop next month also needs to be pretty good as well. But I think that's the first step to sort of improving the reputation overall. Because again, if you look at Tekken 8 reviews on Steam right now, a lot of them are pretty poor. It started when the Tekken shop rolled around, that's when the negative reviews started to come in. Fight pass, it continued again. I think as long as they improve those things, I'm not saying the negative reviews will stop, because some people see microtransaction, monetization, etc., and immediately they just turn off. They get a negative connotations for it. They're done with it, and that's their opinion to have. So it's not going to completely eradicate it, but again, I feel like just improving that will be such a such a good step forward in terms of repairing community relations. And speaking on improving community relations, a big issue the community has with the game right now is balancing. And that is my next point. I think the balancing of the game is not the best. Dragunov, Feng, Azucena, King, except you guys know by now the characters that seem very problematic in the game. And again, I think they're aware of it. And this is basically vanilla Tekken. If you guys have ever seen the vanilla version of Tekken, it's kind of always a broken mess. Vanilla Tekken 7 was a broken mess, and that had to be out in years before the arcade, before we first got the console release for that game. So again, this is essentially the arcade release where things are going to be kind of crazy. What I do like though, I think I got a comment on one of my videos talking about Tekken 8 balance, and someone said this is the most balanced vanilla version of a game, and that's something I do agree with. I think there's no character to me that is like standing out with something absolutely ridiculous, right? I think there's just a lot of ridiculous things that some characters have like pulled into one, like Dragunov back 4 hitting grounded, QCF4 just existing, stuff like that. It's like a lot of mini things that are like crazy packed into one instead of like one outstanding insane thing that is broken. So I think that's something that needs to be looked at in the next patch. And again, we do have the May patch. We know that's the next time the game's getting updated, is in May after Evo Japan. That's the next time we're getting a major balance patch. And I'm worried about that patch, because if you've seen the roadmap, they said this patch they're focusing on buffing the lower tiers, the lesser seen characters that don't get a chance to showcase their uniqueness. That scares me, because there are a lot of characters in this game that I think are very good but are flying under the radar, that people aren't really playing that much, that aren't that popular, but they're still very good. Leo, Alyssa, Lily to some extent. I think these characters aren't exactly popular. You're not seeing them picked by many tournament players who are going to be traveling and showcasing how good they are, but they're still very strong. I think if those characters are getting buffed, I think they're just gonna replace Dragunov, Azucena, etc, right? I would hope that they would focus on just nerfing those characters instead. That's what I would like to see. But who knows? Maybe they end up buffing everyone to a similar strength, and it's the most balanced game we've ever seen, ever. And I guess continue on with the balance of the game outside of character balance, because again, I think we know the problematic characters. Evo Japan's coming up. I'm expecting a lot of Dragunov as Senna. I'm expecting to see these characters, make it towards the top 8. Reina as well. I think the system balance in and of itself, I think the system of the game, this is something they need to address. I'm not saying they need to change this immediately, but I think there are some things with the heat system and throws, etc., that need to be looked at. For me, when it comes to heat in this game, it's just too strong, in my opinion. And again, something I said a billion times, with a lack of strong defensive options in this game, heat just becomes such an overbearing force. Like I said, how many times do you see someone do heat engage at their plus? They do a launch that's plus on block, and again, because of heat dash, they go, what I mean? Like, and there's no, the counterplay to it is just guess right. I'd like to see some heat stuff toned down. For example, if heat engages were like +5 instead of +17, like a heat dash is, right? I think that would be pretty much a good fair change, because you can still employ movement, because movement is buffed in this game. You can still employ movement. The mix-up isn't as potent. You don't have, guess for game, you're dead if you guess wrong here situations as much at +5 than +17. You can parry lows that are a bit faster, because if you do a heat engage at +17, there are some lows that you can do that are so fast you can't even low parry them. You have to block them. So I would like to see like small things toned down like that across the board for characters. I think again, it makes the game a lot more fun for competitors as well, because they're like, okay, I don't just have to guess here. I can be more active if I want to. I could be more aggressive if I wanted to, because again, this game's all about aggression. If I'm -5 instead of -17, I might be inclined to do a power crush, which is something they really want people to be doing in this game, judging by how it's balanced. And another thing they clearly want people to be doing in this game is throws. And again, my issue with throws, homing and tracking. Homing and tracking, I'm an idiot. Homing, and also they have counter properties as well. I've said before, I think they should just pick one. I'm just not a fan of it at all. Counter hit throws, because of how strong they are in this game, because you get a stage like into the stratosphere final round with the floor blast. You know, I've done 1,100,000,000 damage combos with that. You know, I feel like that is, it's just too strong. You know, I think especially with characters like King as well. You know, King has access to a 10 frame count hit with his giant swing. That's going to be doing a lot of damage, you know, if he catches you on count hit, especially if his back is to the wall. I think they need to be telling up. Personally, I think count hit throws should go. I don't mind throws being a punish for rage arts, being a punish for power crushes and interrupting power crush. I don't mind that as much, you know, because it's like, okay, it's a read on that, cool. But count hit throws just feel way too strong to me, and I feel like that 100% needs to be toned down. I guess the last point I really want to sort of touch on when it comes to the things, you know, the Tekken team can do to sort of, you know, salvage the reputation. I don't know why I'm making it sound so dramatic. I think communication is important now. I think they've done a good job with it so far. I do not want to make it seem like their communication's been bad. We've had 2 Tekken talks already. The game's been out 2-3 months. They've given us a full roadmap of what their balance ideas are looking like. You know, Michael Murray, Nakatsu, Harada are all pretty active on Twitter, replying to people and so on and so forth. I think that's been good. But I think there's some things that we need to be seeing more of. You know, cheaters are still a thing. Cheaters are still all over the place. Look at the leaderboard. We still have boosters. We still have this. You know, they every so often they put out a thing where they're like, hey, you know, a bunch of cheaters have been banned. And I check the leaderboard and a lot of them are still there. So something needs to be done about that. We need to hear. I want to know why it's so hard to get these people out of the game, personally, right? Because I don't see, I think without trying to sound too dramatic, I think that kind of thing is unacceptable in 2024. You know, having cheaters just able. I ran into a cheater very recently. I don't know if the video is out yet or not, but I ran into a cheater very recently. Auto low block, auto throw break, had the full thing. I think the fact that you have some kind of script like that and it's not automatically detected and you're booted out, you know, I think that is I think 2024 is kind of unacceptable to me. I feel like the player base shouldn't really have to deal with that. And again, some people might, I as well, it took me a while to spot it as well, just because I wasn't really paying attention. So imagine how far he could have gotten without someone like me just spotting it, right? I think stuff like that needs to be addressed and they need to say what's going on, why it's so hard, etc. I feel like we need to hear about that. And I guess a more minor note in terms of communication, I say it's minor because I don't think it's going to happen. I think we do also need to hear from them something about what's going with the mods as well. You know, mods obviously being mod videos being striked across the board, copyright strikes. They don't want them taken down, etc. You know, I feel like that's something that I don't see it happening. I would love for them to say, at least like come out and make a stance and say something. But at the end of the day, because I actually very recently heard of this happening in the WWE 2K community. This is an issue going on, you know, over there as well. And again, there's no communication from the devs about it. You know, the consumers are turning on the 2K developers, and you know, I would love to see this kind of thing just avoided. At least if they say something, they're like, listen, it's been a good run. Thank you for the mods that you made, but it can't run copyright, blah blah blah. You know, I wish that was something that we'd see, but again, I don't see how likely that is. So I just remembered something. So this editing might be weird, but I've snuck this in to a point it's not to be at because I finished recording. Then I remembered a few things on communication. Game crashes. I've heard people having issues with that. The Polaris crash, I don't know. I know Nakatsu's mentioned stuff about that on Twitter a few times, and he said some fixes about that. I don't know if that's worked, but that's also something they need to address as well. Because, you know, if you want to enjoy this game, you need to be able to play this game, and this game is crashing for a lot of people. And the disconnects as well. I've had a lot of random disconnects, and sometimes it looks like I've plugged, but thank God I've been streaming, so you can see I've not plugged. But yeah, that's another issue as well. They need to, you know, the connection issues and you know, the netcode can be a bit whatever, but you know, I think this is stuff for another video that we can talk about. Maybe we'll make this a series of what can they do to improve Tekken 8. What don't we like right now? and then it's like an open letter invitation to those guys what they can do to fix the game. But yeah, the game crashes, that's an issue for people. Game disconnects as well, that's been an issue for people. And yeah, hopefully, you know, if they do another Tekken talk, this is something they mention, because, you know, this is an issue for some people. They can't even play the game. But speaking of not being able to play the game, there needs to be a benchmark to play online, because I'm tired of running into people with very bad PCs, and it makes my experience worse because you don't want to turn down your settings, or you just should play the game on console instead. There needs to be some kind of online benchmark. It gets kind of frustrating. Yeah. And I guess the last thing that they could really do, and I guess you guys could also help with this one, is also subscribe and like this video. I think that is something that would really help Tekken 8 moving forward, because if KWIS improves, if his content numbers go up, I think the game also improves, right? You know what they say, KWIS is Tekken. You know, that's what they used to say back in the day. So remember that, KWIS is I'm just kidding. But if you do want to subscribe and like this video, I would really appreciate that. You know, really would help me out. You know, love to get the engagement, etc., etc. Content creator things. I'll be really cool. Thank you guys for that. I mean, I think that's pretty much everything off the top of my head. I think that's come to me. I don't know if you guys know this, but like when I make these videos, I don't really script them. I kind of just have a rough idea of what I want to say, and then I say it. That might be kind of obvious. I don't know. Or maybe this was a crazy revelation to you guys, but either way, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys have any ideas yourself as well, what you think, you know, Tekken 8 needs to do to save itself, except I don't know why I'm making it sound so dramatic. Like, but again, I do want this game to be performing at its best. I want everyone to enjoy this game. You know, I want you know, numbers to be through the roof. I want every content creator to have millions and billions of views. I want people to enjoy playing this game and streaming this game and watching this game and competing for this game. You know, I just want the best for this game, and I hope you guys do as well. And if you guys have any ideas, you know, on the same vein of what I've been talking about, please let me know in the comment section down below. Because who knows, maybe this type of feedback, this is exactly what they want. The Tekken team are watching this video originally, and Harada's sitting there like, I love that KWIS guy. This is a perfect video. What a great guy, you know, like hopefully I'd love to see that. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Please like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Imagine I get. How did we touch the wall there? Unlucky. Unlucky. I meant to spend my heat there.